Hello everyone, it's Lel, and Wonderful PreCure is being a very interesting season. But to make it even more interesting, it is always nice to check out what the team that is working on it has been saying about it. In this video, we're gonna check out some pieces of trivia and some very nice information coming from Masanori Sato, one of the directors, and also other directors that also talked about certain things of Wonderful PreCure. And those pieces of information are some interesting stuff coming from interviews that were published on both Animage and Animedia. So lots of interesting trivia. There aren't many spoilers. If you are someone who does not enjoy spoilers, you can rest assured it's all nice. It's all cool. We're not gonna have some information that we're gonna see things from the future. Okay, so let's start. The first piece of information that we're gonna share is something fun. The director talked about which flavor of shaved ice would the 5 characters from Wonderful PreCure choose. And it's interesting because they are talking also about Satoru. Very nice, right? So they said that Komugi would choose strawberry, Iroha would choose grape, Yuki would choose blue Hawaii, Mayu would choose melon, and Satoru would choose orange. It is very funny because I was wondering, like, oh, I would love to have a melon colored Cure. Cure melon, please, baby, arrive. I mean, Winglight has created a Cure melon. I love her design so much. Winglight, can we show her here one day? I love her. But I would love a melon colored Cure. But also, all of the flavors were chosen corresponding to the colors. The flavors are from similar colors to the image color of each of the characters. So Komugi would go for strawberry, which is pink, etc. And it's interesting mentioning Satoru choosing orange here because Satoru is a very prominent character in the show and he has his own theme color as well. We can see that a lot on merchandise from both Satoru and Daifuku. They're always represented by orange or gray, but mostly orange. So it's nice that they have their color, their image color as well. That is very representative of their importance in the show. And now talking a little bit more, now specifically about the action of the show. They said that even though some people may feel that each episode lacks drama, especially when we compare to past PreCure seasons, they say that each episode has some sort of essential story that will relate to Wonderful PreCure as a whole. So when you watch Wonderful PreCure fully, it is structured to create a large drama. It is a drama of its own. So that is how they are doing everything in terms of the writing of the show. And now talking more about the action as well. They have said that in the second half of Wonderful PreCure, the enemies will become more visible. And the story will also begin to pick up tempo. The action will also vary. I am very curious to understand what they mean by that. In the first half of Wonderful, we had the chase scenes for the first half of Wonderful, for the complete first half of Wonderful. And now, for the second half, by saying that the action will vary, I wonder what they mean. Do they mean that they're gonna start having battles as well? Like physical battles, even though we had a little bit of them with Kiring. Are we gonna have battles, or do they mean that they're gonna have power-ups and like maybe like new shiny powers? Is that what they mean? I'm very curious. And also, they're also talking about the fact that we're gonna see more of the villains. Because, you know, in the first half, we saw basically nothing. We know nothing of them. And in the second half, the story will be a little bit more prominent. And I'm very, very curious to see what they're gonna bring, both to the story and to the action. This made me even more excited for the second half of Wonderful. I am so curious now. And now something very, very interesting, especially for people who like Satoru. This is very cool. They plan to properly portray the drama of Satoru's feelings for Iroha. There's even a quote from one of the directors saying, "I plan to write a proper love story about Satoru-kun." We don't really know if this is all about Satoru and his feelings towards Iroha, and that's it, like they're gonna keep on developing his feelings towards her, or if we might have a confession, or if we might have a moment in which he is going to be able to share his feelings with her, because Mayu knows. But what about Iroha? Are we gonna have a full-fledged love story or maybe a full-fledged confession in the show? Well, this makes me curious, and this makes me excited for Satoru as well, because Satoru is a very plural character, very, very well-written character as well. So I'm very excited to see what they're gonna bring to the stage. Satoru is not only focused on his love story to Iroha, to his feelings towards Iroha. There's also a lot of focus on his love for animals and his knowledge, his intelligence for animals. He's like a walking encyclopedia when it comes to animals, and that's very, very nice as well. Another interesting information is that even though there is a dog group and there is a cat group, and they have transformed separately, there is also a plan for all 4 of them to transform at the same time. This is a plan. We don't know if this is actually going to happen in the show. Personally, talking about me, Magical Cinnamon, this is not on the interviews. I believe this is gonna happen when we have the power-up. I believe they're all gonna transform together with the power-up, and that's what they mean here, but I might be wrong, and it might be something else. So let's keep our eyes open. Very exciting. Now talking a little bit about the Kiring animals. They have said that the Kiring animals were obviously decided as toys first. And then the special abilities from each of the Kiring animals were an idea of the director. And this happened because the director wanted a little bit more variety to the action scenes, and I feel like this is very, very welcome to the action scenes of Wonderful. It's very nice to see them using the Kiring animal powers, and visually it's also very cool. But they said that it was very, very difficult to come up with special abilities for the Kiring animals. Oh my god. Now talking about the queen. The queen of it all, Neko Yashiki Yuki. Yuki, they said that in terms of mental age, Yuki is probably the oldest of the team. She could even pass as an adult. If she were to transfer to another school, she would have to be at least 1 grade older than the others. But they put her in the same grade as the other 3 characters, the other 4 characters. Let's include Satoru here as well. She was put in the same grade as them because it was easier for the team to include her in the story if she was in the same grade. So, you know, it's just for them to make it easier. Now talking about something that we've been theorizing, we've been, thinking and creating some stuff. There is a heart at the back of both Yuki and Komugi, right? And so they talked about it as well. They said that the heart mark on the back of Komugi's head and Yuki's head is there because of what? Are they a mysterious creature? Ooh, their story. Ooh, their lore. No. It is there because of the toys. It is there because of the toys. So it does not have any deeper meaning. Oh my god, we were like, okay, they have this mark on their head. They must have come from the Niko garden. They must be special enemies. But no, it is just there because it probably looks cute in the toy, so they put it there. Now talking about Niko-sama. Niko-sama is an egg because, first of all, they don't want to give away Niko's appearance right away. So they're teasing us. They're not showing us how Niko looks. So, very smart way of putting Niko in the show without showing us her appearance. And it also contrasts to Garu-Garus. And because Niko is an egg, and Niko appeared in the show during the summer vacation of the characters in Wonderful, their idea was for the team to be together, to get together, to play together, and also raise Niko-sama together, to take care of the egg as a group. So this was also another idea that the team had to add to the flavor of the show and to the flavor of Niko being an egg. And since we're talking about Garu-Garus, another very interesting piece of information. So they said that the animals from Niko Garden turned into Garu-Garu eggs. And Masanori Sato was asked about the eggs. So he said that we don't have an explanation for that yet in the show. And that is done on purpose. We don't know why they were turned into Garu-Garus. There's a reason for that, but we don't know why. The kids that are watching the show, right now they watch the show and they understand that the Garu-Garus are born from black eggs. And that's it. That's what they have to understand for now. But Sato said that Iroha, the other characters, and us, the viewers, are going to find out the secret behind the Garu-Garus. Not now, but we will. At some point, we will. And one last bit of trivia is that Mayu was also given the role of the shipper. I don't know if we can use this word, but she is the shipper. She is someone who is there shipping Iroha and Satoru. She's always teasing them as well. And they have said that they added this to her character for her not only to be the shy character type, to give her something else apart from the shy character type and to make her more of an interesting and compelling character. And honestly, I feel like it worked perfectly. Mayu is a lot of fun. Mayu is someone who is just blowing us away every single time. Anyways, babies, this is it for now. Lots of interesting things from Wonderful, lots of interesting tidbits and trivias, and also a teaser for the future, for the second half of this show. What is gonna happen? What will be the story behind the Garu-Garus? What will be the story behind the villain? What is the story behind the action of the show? What are they planning for the action, since it's gonna be more varied than the first half? Ooh, I am curious. Girl, I know I am. Anyways, babies, this is it for now. I want to take this a little time to thank the Magical Cinnamon production team for this content, and also the members of the Magical Cinnamon channel. If you're a member here on YouTube, if you're a member on Patreon, if you are someone who supports me on Throne, thank you very, very much. I really appreciate it. And if you've watched up until now, thank you so much as well. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, bye-bye!